Good afternoon, everyone. And welcome to the big city. Our city.
Yep.
Ours. I was supposed to be introduced by a young man who couldn't make it today. Steve Bergen is from Garfield, New Jersey, in my district. He's a constituent, and he was impacted by homelessness. I wanted him to tell you the story, but he's not here, unfortunately. I've been here the last several years. I hope you consider me a friend. Some of you even know my record. Some people mentioned to me, hey, you helped that. Tisha, this is a great program. Because we have those second-class citizens in this nation. And some Americans treat others as second-class citizens for a lot of different reasons. All of them pitiful and hollow. What your input does by talking to senators and House members is exactly what is needed in order for us to get legislation passed. Not just so we can get the legislation passed, but it affects people's lives and how they're able to live. I want to thank Monarch Housing for sponsoring this great event. Now, I'm from Paterson, New Jersey, with one T. There's got to be something in the drinking water, because when you're from Paterson, New Jersey, you say it like it is. And that's what we need to do. We don't need bumper stickers. We don't need false promises. Politicians are good at that. We need to get people to believe in the people that they elect. But when they're let down by those people, then we need changes sometimes. So, affordable housing in this country is a silent crisis that is only growing. We have some major problems in North Jersey. Right this minute, there are 25 towns in our state where residents spend most of their income on rent. It's like diminishing returns. It's like the situation you're in when the only thing you have is a Social Security check if you're a few years over age. But that's a crisis. There are more renters than ever, but at the same time, rents are among the highest in the country. So you got the picture. Rents, finding a place is one problem. The cost of renting is another problem. And in North Jersey, it's a very severe problem. Overall, there's an estimated 550,000 people experiencing homelessness on any given night in America. Mind you, over half a million people. The richest country in the world? That doesn't make sense. You couldn't find a rationale for that if you tried. So first off, we must stop the president's proposed $9.7 billion cut. That can't happen. Now, this is a savage 19% cut. It would take a meat axe to programs like McKinney-Vento that aids young people who are at risk for homelessness, and there are too many of them. One is too many. I pressed appropriators in Congress to provide $3 billion of funding for this program, more than the program is now. We need to do so much more though, my friends. Housing vouchers are the largest source of aid for families struggling to pay rent and make ends meet. More than 2.2 million low-income households, mostly seniors, people with disabilities, and we have forgotten those folks, and working families with children, currently use vouchers to rent modest homes in a private market at an affordable cost. Housing vouchers sharply reduce poverty, housing instability, and homelessness. Families receiving vouchers experience lower levels of food insecurity and even domestic violence. We see better results in health, education, and safety for our kids. That played a key role in cutting veterans' homelessness, nearly in half since 2010. We were proud that Bergen County is part of my district. They were the first community in our nation to house all its veterans and end chronic homelessness. Let's give Bergen County a great round of applause. They addressed that problem. They took it on. They weren't afraid. So I salute Administrator Tedesco there. This was his idea. He said he was going to do it. Found a way to do it. Veterans. Yes. Veterans should not be on the street and no shelter. Never, ever, ever. We're trying to fund these programs at more money. And that doesn't mean just throw money at a problem. A person can have shelter and that's it. We need to have meaning in the dollars that we spend so people feel that they're there again. They're part of the community. They're not a burden. They're not ever going to be treated like second-class citizens. It's like, my friends, this is like a down payment. Because when you're homeless for a long period of time, or you don't have enough food for a long period of time, you're going to face other expenses, health expenses. And we need to address the problem of health and universal health care, because health is a right, not a privilege. Under HUD, unfortunately under HUD, we have a current Secretary of HUD who inexplicably de-emphasized enforcement of fair housing laws and really cut the bottom out of everything President Obama did to combat discrimination. I have hammered the Secretary, like only a guy from Patterson can do. I like to hammer people. His repeated failures, and I'm going to try to do everything I can to continue to stop these policies. So, no more cuts to housing. We got to be on the same page. I just want to pause and conclude here. I spoke a little long, I'm sorry. But I want to conclude with the major programs. I can only speak for myself. But Bonnie Watson, who just spoke in front of me, she is one of our great leaders in the Congress of the United States for housing. She never thinks about herself. She thinks about the rest of us. So I'm fighting alongside of Bonnie. These are the things that we want to see done. The housing choice ventures, McKinney-Vento homelessness assistance, home investment partnership programs, fair housing initiatives, fair housing assistance, and housing counseling assistance program. You have it in a nutshell. You got 7 programs there. If we can do it with these 7 programs, if we can stop the cuts to all of these programs, then we are on the way to doing something. Something we've got to be on top of. But it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen if you aren't the disciples of the field, telling everybody what this is about. It didn't fall out of the sky. Nothing falls out of the sky. God bless you.